Hello. Sorry to bother you. Can I ask you a slightly odd question?
Yeah, sure.
I'm making a podcast called Strangers on a Bench, where essentially I talk to people I don't know on benches for 10 or 15 minutes. Are you up for that? Do you want to give it a go? Do you have a favourite day of the week?
Off the top, I'm gonna say Sunday.
Why?
I always get the most rest on Sunday. I feel like I set myself up with the least expectations, and that feels good.
What do you expect of other days in your life?
Oh, you know, pressures of productivity and getting certain things done. But Sundays, I usually just let the wind blow and tell me what I'm gonna get up to, you know? There's a looseness to it that feels really good.
I like that. You know what? I really like your painting.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It's really nice.
That's really sweet. I don't, but that's all right.
Watercolours, I think, are great.
You know, I've never done it before.
What? Never?
Except for like last week for the first time.
What made you start?
I've always enjoyed oil painting, and I've been traveling this summer, and watercolor is something that's easy to travel with. Oil won't dry for months. Watercolor dries in a few minutes.
I like that. Let's take one of these Sundays then. What for you represents like an ideal Sunday that lives in the world?
Well, I am very lucky to live in good weather.
What do you mean good weather?
I live somewhere with a climate that's almost always good.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How exciting. You don't live currently where we're sat.
No, I clearly don't, right?
Well, you might.
I definitely wouldn't consider it myself, but I typically spend a lot of time in nature on Sundays, and sometimes that's with exercise and movement, and sometimes it's plainly not.
So you're waking up on this Sunday, and how quickly are you getting out into nature?
Almost immediately.
Really, just instant?
Yeah, seriously.
Within minutes?
Yeah, like
that-
while having coffee.
So that means you can like get out your front door and just go straight into
It
nature.
does. It pretty much does.
So you live in the like a wilderness?
No,
No.
just have a lovely porch. You know?
And it's obviously the good weather. We've established there's always good weather where you live. Does it depress you when there's not good weather? Was that
Massively.
really
Massively.
massively?
London's been tough.
It must-
Am I
it must be
doxing
really-
you or are you doxing me?
It must be really tough.
It's fucking tough. Straight up.
Okay, so how different is this Sunday if it's
Bad weather.
unappealing weather? Just instant sadness from you.
God, maybe. I mean, I'll spend an hour like telling myself that's not going to be the case, but will it? Maybe.
Do you talk to yourself quite a lot? Do you tell yourself things?
I mean, I'd like to think we all do.
When was the last time you really had to give yourself a talking to?
Like always,
Ship
right?
up. Ship up, shape up.
Well, I wouldn't always say it's a pep talk, but yeah, there's a lot of chatter.
So you can't think of the last pep talk?
Probably this morning.
Oh, that's quite recent.
Really, yeah.
Quite recently. Can
Yeah.
you take me through roughly how that went between you and you?
I was in a difficult situation.
Okay.
Someone else was the cause, so it feels, of
Classic.
some strong emotions, right?
So someone was a cause of something, and you had a chat about
Exactly,
it.
about
Not
how-
you and the cause. So you ignored the cause.
Well,
The cause did something to you.
the cause was presenting challenge, and I had to decide amongst myself how to respond, how to manage the situation.
And what have you decided?
I did, yes.
Oh, can you reveal? What
I-
did you do?
I buckled up, man, and I decided to be a supportive partner and not let some bullshit get the best of me and ruin a day. just letting it slide and cutting someone slack when they were struggling and being vague, but I think anyone in a relationship gets the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is with being vague is sometimes being vague is the most revealing thing. You know, I kind of know exactly what you're talking about.
Who doesn't, right?
You know, I quite like you got in the cause.
Yeah.
New nickname for the partner? There was an Irish pop band called The Cause.
Really?
Spelt C-O-R-R-S though.
That's really funny. I sound like a new fan for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what's it like having a partner?
Oh, it's lovely,
It's got its pros.
I mean, it's such a curious thing. And I think it's changed so much throughout,
Yeah?
you know, as years go by, like what role that plays in my life.
Okay.
Just having grown up within a relationship.
How many years in are we?
I think 7 or 8.
It's quite a few.
It's a lot. Depends who you ask, but it feels that way to me.
I mean, comparative to how many years you've been alive, it is quite a lot probably.
It's a lot of them. Totally.
What was your first kind of moment of connection? Do you remember that moment?
Sure.
Can you tell me?
Yeah, we
Great.
were strangers and
We're all strangers before we meet, right?
naturally, but we were in a small room.
How small is this room?
Yeah, a really tiny little room.
Why?
And it was like a music room. And so there's an instrument and it's intended to be quiet so you can like practice an instrument. And then this girl starts like playing the piano and singing in this little room. And he and I just looked at each other and, as it happens, had this same reaction to this happening.
I like that.
In short, we laughed at the same situation. We both found a strange situation to be funny and established that through eye contact. And neither of us are friends with her, but you know, here we are a million years later, so.
It's a really good story, I like that. I'm just now keen to know, this person singing, she did it that unsolicited, she just went down. And then...
Yeah, no, she was very serious.
I'm guessing she's really banging it out.
What you painting it, Uncle Peter, have a look.
Oh, Uncle Peter, it's shit, but we're having a good time,
Don't
right?
say you're so beautiful, you shouldn't
Oh,
say
thank
shit.
you.
No, that's good, that is. Can you imagine that all green fields, the cows in the fields going on?
Yeah.
Cows?
Yeah, it was farmland all the way down to St.
Oh,
Paul's.
seriously?
Of course it was.
God, that's
All
wild.
farmland.
must know that,
And
hundreds
before
of
that,
years
it was just woodlands, probably.
Wow.
So it all got built up in the 1820s, 1840s.
1820s.
Look at it now.
London ended here in about 1900, and then it's carried on now to Watford.
Yeah.
I mean, when was it? My mum's sister, 1890, she was born. My mum was born 1909.
Jeez.
But she remembers playing out that way,
Yeah.
Golders Green, on the builders' trucks when they were building on the farmland out there.
Really?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
See that white tower sticking
Yeah.
up from King's Cross? They reckon around about there, they reckon where Boadicea and the Romans had the big battle. Can you imagine them all that, clear that out of your mind?
Yeah.
Imagine the Romans kicking up the dust with it. The ancient Britain's going across that way.
That's crazy.
Right across up to there. You can imagine it, can't you?
Imagine someone watching it from here.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's
Well,
crazy.
thank you for this history lesson.
I know. Is she American or Irish?
He doesn't know.
Who knows?
She's got an accent.
Maybe she's putting it
You
on.
have an accent.
Maybe she's putting it
Just
on.
kidding.
We've all got an accent.
I am from America.
Yeah, whereabouts that?
Somewhere sunny.
Oh, California, yeah?
Yeah.
You ain't got much of a sunshine,
No, I try not to.
though. What's your background?
I'm Italian.
Yeah, oh, you're Northern Italian.
Exactly. Very good.
Because they're Celts.
So they say, but there's lots of.
No, you're not Italian. You're not Latin Italian. No way. No doubt.
Oh, you'll love this. My father's Sicilian.
They still
I don't know.
matter.
Make that make sense. It just
don't
is,
matter,
you know?
There's no way. Yeah, look at the freckles on your arms as well.
Yep. Look at him.
Looking at your colouring, his ancestors come from Northern Italy. No way.
Whatever you
you
want.
Completely. I tell you what she should do.
Yeah.
Get her dad or
Spit in the tube? No thanks.
no, get your dad or brother,
I don't have a brother.
or your dad or
Yeah.
a male cousin.
Yeah.
Get them to do their DNA, and it'll tell you what part of Europe you come from. I'll have £1,000 for one. It's not Italy.
Wait, why the men? What about the
Because
women's
the man-
DNA?
the man hands down the Y chromosome, father and son.
Right.
The women one changes because my DNA, I thought it was English, did the DNA, they come back, I was Scandinavian.
Oh,
What?
Because the Scandinavian Vikings came to this country.
classic.
We'll find out.
They phoned Uncle Peter, that's me, and let me know what happened.
Thanks,
Thank
Uncle
you, Uncle
Peter. Thanks for
Peter.
stopping by. Have a lovely evening out there.
That's right.
Oh, you've really been told there by Uncle Peter.
Very popular on the bench today.
Crikey. Who's going to be the next?
God, we'll find out. Presumably my boyfriend at some point, but we'll see.
Come and rescue me, boyfriend, from
Straight
this
up.
absolute nightmare.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to do a bloody picture. I
Fuck
don't-
me.
What were we just saying before he arrived? It's a whirlwind.
God, I have no idea.
Oh, I know. I was about to ask about the woman who elicited
Oh,
the look between
oh.
you and your now
Yeah,
partner because of
sure.
her
So
performance
for
on the
piano
piano.
and shit, yeah.
I think I was going to ask, did she like absolutely just sit down and like belt it out?
Yes. Imagine like maximum weird.
Did she do like, did she do like trills and stuff? Ad libs?
I can remember the song.
Oh, go on.
It was,
What it?
that Hallelujah song. You know,
Oh,
the one
like-
that's
oh,
in
yeah.
Shrek?
Yeah. The Leonard Cohen one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. Like as serious as possibly imaginable.
Hallelujah.
Exactly.
We should do that a lot.
Yeah. And
Was she wanting you to like both join in? Like,
I have
you
no
wanted-
idea. I was not ready to.
I mean, you were too
to
busy
help.
also just, giving the eyes
Flirting.
to the guy. You were like,
Falling in
fuck
love.
this, man. I'm not singing to this.
Yeah,
I'm giving the eyes to
to the cause.
the cop.
Yeah, I was.
From the eyes onwards, was it a smooth transition into like whatever comes after the eyes?
Oh, that's all him from there.
What do you mean?
It was easy for me.
What do you mean it was easy for you?
I didn't help.
So hang on, if I'm reading this right,
Yeah.
he just basically just
Yeah, he took
pursued
it from
you.
there.
He pursued you, and you just didn't say no. Or like you were just like
He made
you were
it
just like,
known he was interested, and over time, we became friends.
okay, so it wasn't an instant
No.
hit. Okay.
Well, he says it was, and I'm like, I don't know, was it?
You were a bit reticent initially then.
Yeah.
What curved you back round to, or what unleashed the beast of love?
Sex. The first time we had sex.
Sex?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like we became good friends, and then
Yeah.
one time, actually like over a year later even,
Had
We're-
sex?
I was like, well, that went well, and I became quite interested. And then we kind of just
That's quite intriguing.
fell straight in love. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
So before then, you didn't really have a particular inkling. It needed the like physical to kind of
I
really
think I
remind
was
you.
just really distracted at the time. There was just a lot going on. I was quite young, studying. I was a student at the time. We were students at the time. And there was just so much uncertainty in my life. And I wasn't really looking to get into something serious at the time. Hence the impromptu sex with a friend. And then we kind of, fortunately, fell very much in love. And then it just became serious. So,
Unfortunately, will be the first single by The Cause, I reckon.
exactly. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Can you? I mean, without kind of being
Sure.
too pressing about like
'Kay.
the details of this, how surprising was it? As in, was it? Did it come out of nowhere?
We went out for dinner. I didn't think it was a date. Apparently he did.
Okay.
And at the end of the night, he made a move on me. And I was like, what?
In the restaurant.
Afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
Outside
yeah.
the restaurant.
No, he dropped me off at home.
And
And it
wa-
was
and
like,
wanted to come in.
Yeah, he wanted to come in. And I was like, why would you come in? Like,
we
that's
just-
not
we just
something
had a
that's
burger,
ever
chill
happened.
out.
So I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then, he didn't come in because I told him to fuck off, basically. And then the next day, I don't know, I sat on it, I thought about it, and I was like, well, we're both here and bored over the summer. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
And so it was the
Yeah.
next day was the famous sesh.
Next day was the famous sesh, the first of many and a lifetime of them. So,
Wow, a lifetime of them.
I mean,
That's a bold
it's
call.
been a lifetime. It's been a long
Do
time.
you still have regular sex now?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. A lot of couples don't.
Really?
Do you think all couples have regular sex?
Well, I think regular is something that every couple's allowed to use
Define.
as they will.
Sure.
And so you define the pace. I don't care if that means once a month to you or once a week or once a day, but yeah.
The regularity is important.
Yeah, just like it's something we do, you know, it's a practice that's ongoing, whatever that looks like.
You're a painter. You're actually a painter. Maybe you are.
Labels, man, they're so hard.
they are annoying,
It's
aren't
really
they?
tough. Yeah.
I mean, you're painting now. That means you're a painter at least for today.
Yeah, I paint sometimes, you know?
Do you
That's
think-
my
do you
relationship
think-
with it.
What do you think
maybe.
your life would be like if labels didn't exist?
Happier,
Yeah.
looser, you know?
Yeah.
It would. I know that.
Wouldn't that be fun? But then what would people talk about at parties? At least initially.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But then if so, then where do we stop? Like, do you take names away? Are you finding it liberating, the fact that I don't know your name? And you don't know mine?
I don't know that if I gave you my first name, I'd feel all too differently about that. You know what I mean? I don't think it tells you enough that,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
yeah.
How do you feel about when you meet someone with the first name, the same first name? Do you kind of instinctively not like them?
It makes me feel comparative.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's totally from an ego place where I'm like, there can only be one of us. But it makes me wonder, well, we're alike in this fundamental way. Like, I do feel that my name has shaped my identity in certain... I actually think about this a lot.
Do you? What,
Well,
your name?
I think about the degree to which my name has defined my identity.
Is it quite a unusual name?
No,
Oh, okay.
others could have it.
You say that you become comparative. Like, what else gets you comparative?
I suppose questions and conversations around success.
How are you feeling about your own success currently?
Wow. I've just really managed over the last handful of years, I think, to revolutionize how I define it.
So you've revolutionized how you've gone
Yeah.
about thinking about it.
Defining it
Okay.
within, you
What's
know?
it gone from what to what? So can you take me pre-revolution?
Sure. You know, I didn't used to do things like paint on benches or talk to strangers. I used to, I think, have a far more rigid view of the world and kind of my purpose within it. And it was far more tied to accumulating personal wealth, achieving success from a career standpoint, and in a way that was pretty narrowly defined. I think that's changed a lot, and I really think success to me looks more like living a really expressive life that feels authentic rather than tied to some ideas that were probably put in my head by my parents and community growing up, you know? Yeah,
It's a really good answer.
thank you.
I'm intrigued about the kind of, feels like a kind of story that has a moment that shifted things, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking to my dad.
Oh, okay. Ding, ding, ding. She stopped talking to the dad.
It's a big one, you know? Yeah, it cut off my source of values because they were quite oppressive and didn't really leave room for me to have my own.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, so how long ago was that?
4 years.
And was it a kind of sudden decision, or were you building up to it?
I think I built up for it for the last decade, but I didn't really recognize that until,
You did it.
yeah.
Was there a moment that made you kind of snap?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about it?
It was Christmas. I hosted my family It was the first time I'd ever done that because I was pretty young. Spent so much effort, not to mention money and time when I didn't have a lot of any of those things to offer, and trying to be really accommodating, but I felt very scorned by some behavior and some words that were had in my direction.
At this event.
Yeah, he called me a bitch on Christmas and
Whoa.
all kinds of fun stuff.
Why did he do that? I mean, what was
God, I don't even remember what the straw that brought that one on was. It wasn't clear to me at the time, like exactly what he was spinning out over.
Was it like a kind of drunken thing or not?
No.
No?
No, he doesn't
Totally.
drink.
Oh, he doesn't drink.
Very righteous about that.
Oh, wow. He just said, what, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
And just to paint a bit of a picture here, it's in your house.
Yeah.
Who else is around the table? Is it just like what?
Just my immediate family, so one sibling and my mother. And
So the four of you.
yeah,
A situation you've had hundreds of times in the past,
times. Yeah.
but this time was different.
I mean, it wasn't. It was just a
That was
final
the point,
straw.
I suppose. Yeah, it wasn't different.
Right? It's
Yeah.
just like, I think actually I have enough perspective in my life. I have enough safety in my life. I know I will be just fine if I choose not to go on accepting this. And so I retreated for the night. He ultimately did the same within the room in my house that he was sleeping in. And the next morning, I woke up and he wasn't there.
So he abruptly left.
Yes. Then, I had some time with my mom, and then my mom started to tell me secrets that had been withheld from me
About him.
about her, even, like her health.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
Why?
No, this is a crazy,
Why is she suddenly telling you this now then?
I think maybe she knows me well enough to have sensed the real rift. It's almost like she could feel that I wasn't going to do this anymore, even though I hadn't vocalized it.
And so she thought, I'm just going to tell you lots of other stuff.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
Let's
what
pile
happened.
a few more things on.
I think that's exactly
While
what
we're
happened.
in the zone.
She's a hairdresser. She was cutting my hair, and all of a sudden she was like, I have MS. I was like, what? Wait a minute. I was like, how long have you known that?
Yeah.
She was like, since I was 30. And I was like, but I'm about to be 30. Why didn't you tell me that?
Wow.
And so, yeah, that was a nail in.
It's a big
coffin.
Christmas experience.
Dude, it was a wild Christmas.
That's the spirit of the season, right there.
I don't know what strangers usually tell you on benches. I don't know if this is a normal.
Well, they tell me everything, but in different ways,
Yeah.
Like, that's not my problem at all. It's just when it's like you're lying.
So, mother tells you about her health.
Yeah.
She says anything about your father as well, or not?
Yeah, she says he's the reason why she didn't tell me. And it was at his insistence, which that's fucking bullshit to some extent, because you can do whatever you want,
Yeah. And then, did you have to kind of decisively say something to your father, or did you just not contact him again? I mean,
I did. I didn't really want to, but after he'd reached out to me about nothing, like the weather or the news, a few times, I wasn't responding, and then ultimately sent some sort of a longer message about how I needed just some time to kind of like live in my own head, and I needed some space.
And he said?
He responded about a week later, after my mom told me consulting with a new therapist about how to respond. And the text I got back clearly was not drafted by him,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Drafted by mother?
Or the therapist's guidance about how he should handle that.
Well, the therapist drafted the text.
I mean, I think he asked for some guidance, some help.
He passes the phone
I imagine
over.
him passing the phone over, being like, what do you think I should say?
I wonder how many therapists have done that.
Yeah, as do I. I don't know. It was a weird one.
How long was it?
Longer, but
Than yours?
nothing impressive. No,
Were you hoping for a greater length?
I wasn't hoping for shit. I was hoping he wouldn't respond. I was like, just like leave me alone, you know?
And I'm guessing then you just didn't respond to that particular
No,
one.
I didn't respond to
Okay.
that. No.
And that was
Okay.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And since then, who does what, when, how? Did he send birthday messages? Did he bother? Like, what's the vibe?
He pretends often that just never happened.
What's
which is
the whole incident?
Yeah, just all of it. My need for space. Like, I've had to re-up the request for sure.
And so this moment, this was a kind of a bit of a reset for your whole being.
Yeah.
And where does your mother sit in all this?
She likes to describe herself as in the middle. You can imagine how I feel about that one. Not great, but
Yeah.
you know,
But we're keeping mum, are we? We're not getting rid of mum.
no.
But she's still with your father.
She's around, but she's with him.
Yeah. Do you feel a bit abandoned by her?
Of course I do. Massively.
Yeah.
Always have, just didn't quite have the knowledge or the understanding to quite articulate that. It was after the rift with my dad. Like, watching her respond to that really showed me
Oh, I see.
her incapability of protecting me like her child, you know? So,
Kind of a curious choice. Can you figure it out?
I mean, yeah, he's a narcissist and she's brainwashed. Like, you know?
Yeah. Have you told her that?
Yes.
What'd she say?
Oh, you're right.
You're right. That's kind of more annoying, is it? To be told you're right and then nothing
Of course
happens.
it is. I don't want to be right. You know, redefining success. I used to want to be right. Now I don't care.
Now you just don't
I just
care.
want some peace.
Yeah. So who's filled the role then? Who's the new mum and dad?
Nobody. Me.
You. You, me and me.
Yes. Sure. Small
you need,
me, grown me,
Yeah.
future me. Absolutely.
And then the partner, the cause.
And he's everything, you know? He's the most wonderful. Yeah.
A lot of pressure for him?
Yeah, of course, right?
Because he's got to play all the roles.
He's got to play a lot of roles.
He's an actor.
No.
Well, actually, let's do this. Actually.
I think he's called me.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I can
on.
pause it if you need to call him. How many rings does he normally take to pick up?
Well, this is FaceTime audio, so everything's different, you know?
Can I just slightly praise, just a tiny bit of praise for you? How do you feel about praise?
Horrible.
Really, do you? You really don't like
Take a
it?
compliment.
Really, can't you? No. Really? Why not? I haven't even given it to you and you're like, no.
I know, I'm like, put it back
What's this going to be?
wherever it comes
Put it straight
from.
back in the box.
Yeah.
There's something about your sense of timing that I really like. I don't know what it is.
Hi, loves. How are you?
Hi,
Tony,
Tom. Oh, this
doing
is.
a little interview?
We're doing it.
Nice.
I've heard all about you.
Have you?
You come across very well.
Just a bit. Yeah,
nice.
like you're the best. How's your day going?
Good. Enjoying the beautiful, beautiful place. Do you live around here?
Yeah, I do. I do this kind of everywhere, but I
Yeah.
do live locally. I've been up and down the country doing this.
Cool.
Oh, that's
rad.
that's really dope.
Yeah, it's quite fun. Can I have?
Anything further from me?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
you
annoying.
got
But
it.
can I have 5 more minutes with her? Just
All right.
to round off what we've done.
Go ahead.
A few more questions. Sorry, then I'll leave you two alone.
It's all right.
Oh, he's very sweet.
Yeah, he's extremely sweet.
Lovely face.
I know, he's so pretty.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Oh, he's off now. He's walking.
Yeah, no,
Funny
he's-
if he just like continue walking. Yeah. Okay. When the 5 minutes we've got left, let's just get to the gritty everything.
Yeah.
What's the logical extension of this realization that you want a life of self-expression rather than a life of financial glory?
Oh, just with the sense of like patience, just an openness to moving in a way that feels right rather than being married to some sort of an outcome. Being a bit more open to my own intuition and making choices that come from within, you know? Yeah. So it's more of like a we'll see, and then I'm sure it'll all change again, and it'll all change again.
I'm really fascinated by, we haven't touched on it at all really in talking, but just I can't really imagine you in any particular workplace.
Cool.
I'm just trying to think of like, I'm just really trying to picture it. I can't see it. I can't see you operating a printer. I don't think you've touched a printer.
That's not true. But I like that take.
You have touched a printer.
Yeah, I mean, as a girl, like I was like doing a printer, you know, but
No, but as in like an adult printer
I
time.
skipped that stage, to be honest.
Skip the adult printer
People are
stage.
printing stuff for me.
Whoa. You've got assistants.
Yeah.
How many assistants do you have?
2.
2.
But like within my
Within the work-
organization,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so you have you work for an organisation.
Yes.
How does this play into the whole like I'm not a dominant financial beast line of yours?
Quit my job on Monday.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So maybe
now
this is a
I'm
bit
in
more
London. Yeah.
Oh my god. So this is a little bit more recent than we thought.
Yeah.
Quit your job on Monday.
Yeah.
Now, what's the day today? Friday.
Yeah.
Did you tell the assistants first?
No.
Tell the boss?
Kinda.
Yeah. How did you do that? Email?
Phone.
Phone.
Of course.
The old telephone.
The old absolutely.
You picked it up, dialed the number.
Yes, please.
You're like, boss.
I was like, hey, I've taken another job. And that's true too.
It's been an honour of a lifetime to spend
Thank
time
you
with you.
for all the opportunities.
Thank you for the music.
The mentorship.
Yes. God,
Yeah.
that David, come on, he hasn't done enough mentorship
John.
at all. John.
Yeah.
Is it really John? So close. Anything surprising said by John in response to you? Like, anything come out? You know, sometimes when people are shocked, they're like, I never liked you, or, you know?
How about this, okay? When I called Jeff, who I've spent hours on the phone with every week for the last 5 years, it was a 60-second phone call. And I don't
But
know
you know
if-
why?
Tell me why. I mean, I have my theories.
You meant a lot to Jeff.
He
couldn't deal with it.
process
He couldn't deal with it.
in the moment,
He
right?
couldn't deal with it.
I'm trying to tell myself that too, because I'm like,
Oh, definitely.
don't insult me, you know?
No,
like,
Jeff couldn't handle the fact that you left him.
I think he shut down a little bit,
Yeah.
and I feel bad about that for him.
Can we not still call
No,
Jeff?
no, we will. But, you know, that was a strange one for sure.
What about the assistants? What happened to them?
Well, they don't
You
know
had
yet.
2 assistants.
They don't know yet.
Oh, what?
But they
You're
will.
keeping up the percent.
This is my notice period,
Oh, I see.
and so they'll know next week.
What's it like having 2 assistants? Does it make you feel kind of like a special person?
God, no. It makes me horribly uncomfortable because I'm younger than they are.
What?
Yes.
God, what is? I'm trying, what the
And
hell?
they're
What,
so kind, and they're
Wow.
so awesome. And it is really a strange thing to have people in an assistant position.
what do you think people don't know about you from like interpersonally? You just keep. You just don't bother getting out.
Yeah.
Like, what's
I
that?
found out I'm autistic like a year ago. Most people in my life don't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just haven't managed to totally integrate that identity yet. I don't feel like I have the answers to the questions I have learned it can arouse in people. I'm sort of taking my time to generate my own understanding of it before I expose that part about myself, maybe. It's just stigma
Yeah,
and misunderstanding.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So,
Why did you do it in the first place? As in,
as a recommendation from my therapist.
yeah. Do you wish your
Um,
therapist didn't?
Sometimes.
Is it a bit of a burden?
Sometimes, yeah, but I think I have like pretty intense sensory sensitivities. And there was sort of an obviousness to her about that.
When you got the diagnosis,
Mm-hmm.
what was the first reaction?
fear.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what to do
What are you
with
scared
that.
of?
Just like, what does that mean about me? How will this affect my life? Yeah, just a fear of the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
But it's
How are you with the
played
fear
out
of the
all right.
unknown?
Hesitant. I'm not a risk-averse person, but I like to make calculated risks when I can. You know?
Has anyone said that autism is a superpower to you? Do you believe in that concept?
I think it's gotten me places that, ironically, had people known I was autistic, they wouldn't have let me get.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think it makes me a great decision maker.
Yeah. What do you think has been your best decision? Is that a big question?
Quitting this job,
I like it.
truly.
And this new job, I hope if it all adds up, it should be less money.
Pay cut.
Good.
Fat pay
Here
cut.
we go. Good. There we go.
Huge pay cut.
Well done. This is better.
Thank you.
She's talking the talk. She's walking the walk.
Yep. Big old pay cut.
Nice. What does the course think about the decision?
Oh my God, he's so excited.
Really? Because he gets more of you.
I mean, there'll be more of me left at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know? He's into that for sure. We'll have more sex. To come full circle.
He's walking back
For
up the hill
everything.
now.
Oh, he's so cute. Look how far he went. I hope he's not upset.
His thinking was, I'm going to walk down the hill, I'm going to walk back up the hill, and they better be finished.
And that'll be 5 damn minutes.
Better be fucking. You think he's got the phone out again? Who's that fucking guy?
he's so
Comes to sit
cute.
next to my
I
girlfriend.
know. I know.
Where's he gone? I feel like he's gone now. I'll ask you the last question, and then when he comes, we'll just stop.
Perfect. What is it?
Okay, well, it's like, what are you going to do next?
I'm gonna let the paint dry. Literally and figuratively, yeah?
That's such a you answer. That was so you.
Okay.
How have you found this experience of talking to someone on the bench?
Horribly awkward. But mostly because it's just, I'm like, what's coming out of my mouth?
All really good stuff, I think.
I'm glad to hear it.
I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I do like your kind of style. It's quite intriguing. You know what I call it? I call it an inviting challenge. That's how I describe you.
All right.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, of course.
Learning to be patient, waiting for the paint to dry. We'll pretend it's Sunday, we don't even have to try. It's not in the numbers on pages that trap us in cages we think we can leave. It's not in the people who scorn us, then warn us that's all that we're destined to be. But it might be in the morning light, peeking through the trees. Sit here